Welcome back to Edgemont Elegance, everybody. It is week 59 and we are getting down to the short strokes. Really and truly, the only thing that's really holding us up from letting these clients move in is getting hydro on site to connect the electricity back to this house. You know, I mean, we've only been waiting for 8 months. Not a big deal, right? I mean, that's totally cool and normal. Like, who cares? 8 months of waiting for a hydro connection. Anyways, that's annoying. But I mean, obviously, outside of our ability to do anything we have been following up, doing the paperwork, all that sort of stuff, lost in the bureaucracy that is BC Hydro. Good times. Today, we've got Garage Guru on site. They're getting the garage organizers in, so we're gonna definitely have a deep look at that, and we are gonna take a spin around the inside of this home and show you the amazing work that Rockstar Painting has been doing to make the inside of this home look incredible. Let's stop talking about it from out here and jump inside and jump over there. Let's go. The team from Garage Guru is here. They're getting the slat wall put onto the walls here. So you'll notice on this garage, we didn't actually do any drywall on the walls here. We left the drywall off because we knew we were gonna be bringing these guys in to put in this garage organizer. So slat wall is this product right here. That is the profile that it comes in. And what it allows you to do is, I think it actually goes that way, Kyle. And what it allows you to do is hook things in here and hang different elements from the wall. So you can have bike hangers, you can have shelving. It's all good. Like there's just almost no limits to what you can do with Garage Guru and with slat wall. So it is a really cool product. I really like it. I think it's a great way to finish off the inside of a garage. And I mean, you know, if you want to have your garage organized, save the money on the drywall, put slat wall up instead. Life is good, life's better, no great complaints. So Kyle also wanted me to talk about what I'm standing on. So this floor has been epoxy finished. And so the reason why we haven't covered it or put any floor protection on it yet is because it needs to cure for, I think, 4 days, if I remember correctly. So we actually could have it protected right now, but it's these guys' floor that they put in. So I guess if they break it, they buy it and fix it. I don't know. But you know, I mean, how awesome does it look, right? Like it's just so clean, Kyle. Like it looks so good. And the other nice thing about putting epoxy coating on your garage floor is like what happens with new concrete is you get like a bit of a dust that comes off with it, and it kind of stays like that for quite a long time, actually. With putting this epoxy on here, smooth, clean, easy to finish. Like if you have any crap in here, like it's just so easy to clean, so easy to maintain, and it looks really amazing. So I'm a huge fan of epoxy coating the garage. I think it's like $3 or something like that. So I mean, it's not free by any stretch of the imagination, but it sure as hell looks awesome. I love it. Okay, so we are in the attached garage of this home. We've got custom cabinets going in here, and this is not supplied by Garage Guru. I don't think this is by Pacific Rim Cabinets, who's done all the millwork on this project. You can see over here, we don't have any drywall on this wall over here. That's because it is also gonna get the slat wall, same as the detached garage out there. So, I mean, all in all, looking awesome. Really, really love the garage door color. And the glass is a very interesting frosting that I have not seen that pattern before. I think it looks pretty damn good. No complaints. Let's keep rolling. So we are in the great room, family room, and we've got our beautiful vaulted ceiling in here. We've got all of the millwork going in here. And again, our client is gonna have all of their electronics installed in here. And on the backside, we'll show you in a second, he's created a doorway between this room and that room so that he can access the back of his amplifiers and all that sort of stuff and connect speakers and all that sort of thing without having to pull the devices in and out of the cabinet. A really, really smart idea. Absolutely love how this is gonna work for this client. Just really, really smart. Let's check out the other side. So this is the back side of the family room over there, right? So this is what I'm talking about. There's actually gonna be doors here that open and close. And so our client is gonna be able to plug everything in and out from the back. Like such a simple thing to do. And the ease of working with his equipment is just so much better. It's such a great idea. The other thing we did as a little added bonus for our client here is we added some TNG to the ceiling in his office because, well, Figured it'd be a nice thing to do. But he's now got all his cabinetry in here for his office. He'll have a desk here. I'm sure he's got all sorts of plans for the awesomeness that will be this. Now, if some of you guys are asking, why is there no window in here? Well, in the district of North Van, I think in BC in general, there are limits to how much window you can have on the sides of your home to prevent fire from jumping from home to home. So there's, I can't remember if it's like 0.1 something percent or no, 0.1, 10% of the wall space or something like that. I don't remember what the calculation is, Kyle. Is it 7%, 10%? But you can't have a ton of windows on the sides of your home. You can have quite a few windows on the front and back, but the sides, you're very limited to how many windows you can put in your home based off of how close you are to your neighbor. We have got the hood fan that is going here. There is a stainless steel chimney that's going to go above that. That is going to get installed up here, and that stainless steel cover will cover over the ducting that is there. Of course, we've got our underlit floating shelves here that are going to look magnificent when they are turned on, of course. We have one of our dishwashers here. I can't remember if we're doing one or two in this home, but we've got dishwasher here. There'll be a sink here, oven and microwave, I believe, going over there. The client, at the last possible moment, decided to add a built-in coffee maker. So we have accommodated that, which was no small feat, but that is getting done and figured out right now, which is why we've got this mess down here after the fact. But you know what? We do whatever we can to make sure that our clients are in good shape and get what they want at the end of the day. So we are well into the throes of getting finishes installed. And of course, part of that is a whole ton of cardboard. Now, you might ask, what do you do with that cardboard, Eric? And I would tell you, we break it down and recycle it. So this is all gonna get broken down. We'll get it on a special run, goes to the cardboard recycling people, and we take care of that. Obviously, any of the packaging that we can recycle, we make sure we take care of that as well. We only have one earth to live in. Let's take care of it, I think, right? Makes sense. That temporary lighting is very bright, good Lord. But it's looking awesome. We've got our sills in or shelf in for the niches. Everything is looking really, really, really good. Loving how everything is coming together in here. Very, very nice. In here, we've got some door hardware installed. So we've got closet doors on, and we've got hinge stops to prevent the doors from bashing into the walls. Looking good. I probably, and we'll see what the client wants to do, generally speaking, when it comes to doors that can open all the way out, I either don't put a door stop in at all, but I don't like to see the hinge stops on this. So we'll just see what the client wants to do at the end of the day here. Because realistically, like, there's no reason why we can't let this door just open the whole way out. And the chances of somebody opening the door the whole way out and then smashing the handle through the drywall, pretty low. But if the client wants to put a door stop, I prefer the door stops that are in the baseboard, similar to this one here. By having that there, it prevents the door from hitting. And when you have the baseboard style door stops, they don't damage the molding in the door, which is the disadvantage of the hinge stop. But again, sometimes you don't have a choice and you have to use a hinge stop. Okay, so we're in the upstairs foyer here, right? Stairs right there. This is gonna be laundry machines, laundry closet here. Again, you'll notice that there is no ducting here for the dryer. That is because we instructed and got this client to put in ductless dryers, so condensating dryers that will condensate the water and drain it out. And that eliminates one more point of ingress for air. We're looking really good in this bedroom. Everything is coming along. Again, like, look at the finish on these trims. These guys were filled and corrected, I think 4 or 5 times. And then there's 3 or 4, I don't remember exactly how many coats of paint are on these suckers, but this basically has like a furniture finish on it. I mean, Rockstar does such an incredible job with painting our projects for us. Really, really, really enjoy the work that they do. Quite incredible. And they're fun to have on site too. We're in one of the walk-in closets upstairs, and it's a great opportunity for you to remember why it's so important to have filler strips, right? If we didn't have a filler strip here, this drawer would be unable to open. Now, In my humble opinion, I might have made this filler strip slightly wider than it is because this drawer is just barely clearing the moldings here. But it is clearing, so I mean, nothing wrong with it. But again, if you didn't have that filler strip there, right, the cabinet would not be able to open. It would hit against the door casing. So don't forget your filler strips when you are designing your millwork, right? If you're ordering millwork, double check your millworkers' drawings. Make sure that they have thought about filler strips. You need them to avoid having drawers hit other cabinet handles and obviously door casings and things like that. So just think about what the drawer can hit, or if it's got a door, what the door can hit on the top or bottom. Really, really smart, really, really important. Filler strips, save your bacon. We can't go down there because they're just putting the stairs on now, but we've got our wonderful friends from Ethical Flooring here getting the flooring and the stairs dialed in. So here we've got all our risers in on this flight of stairs here. On the lower flight of stairs, all of the stair treads and nosings are in. So from up here, they look magnificent. Looking forward to showing you guys that next time we're here. That's a wrap on today, everybody. If you have a custom home you've been dreaming about, we'd love to be your partners in success. You can reach us on the phone here, find us on the web here, reach out, talk to us. We'd love to learn how we can help you. In the meantime, I'd really appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. Catch you on the next one. Bye now.